knocking down Zimby into the loser's bracket. He knocked down Rykick as well, so they both had very similar opponents, and the winner of this match has already been decided for who they end up going against in the next match, which is going to be versus Zimby. So the winner of this match will play against Zimby, and it looks like the pick ban order has already come through. I see that Swick ended up winning the role, chooses for second pick, and decaten choosing for second ban, and Swick is already going to be banning out the DT4 pretty quickly. Just not going to allow decaten to have that awkward style DT map, and yeah, DT3 ban into Swick is going to be the choice for decaten. I would have expected maybe something more along the lines of a Hard Rock 1 ban, maybe a Nomad 1 ban, even a DT1 ban, but I think DT3 is still a completely fine ban into Swick. This is a player who thrives in some of these more skill cappy pools, especially in the DT side, as well as just overall consistency maps. But yeah, it is going to be decaten's first pick, and a friendly reminder to anybody who isn't familiar with the system, we do bans in two separate phases. So we have one ban here at the very start of the match, and then another ban after 4 maps have been played, and we're going right into this Nomad 3, a really tricky aim control alt-style map that is pretty difficult here for this final stage, and could see a lot of breaks from either of these two players, so seems pretty confident to be first picking this one. It's decaten, and yeah, we're gonna get into this match right away. Map number 1, Nomad 3, and I fear might have to talk over this one as much as I can, or else it gets the VOD muted if I remember correctly about the map pool showcase, but I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do that. It's going to be Swick first to fall, and finding a couple more misses here, and some of these just really uncomfortable aim patterns, and yeah, decaten is just locked in, primed, and loaded on this map, and that does end up finding a break of his own. Swick now on a bit of a recovery, but for the time being, it's going to be decaten holding on to a bit of a score lead off of these earlier misses, as well as some pretty heavy act drops from Swick. And this map is particularly brutal. This is about as much of free combo as you get, if you can even call it free combo. We do see Swick dropping once again, going into this first PI. There's a lot of these little tiny micro movements that you have to aim for these particularly rough patterns here, but both players are looking pretty solid so far in this first PI section, but those earlier misses are really hurting Swick that much more. Especially with the accuracy disparity being what it is. Decaten only just now dropping below 99% for one of the first times in this map so far, and does end up dropping on that recovery, so that is going to be an opening for Swick to get back into this one. Now, as I say that though, he does drop his combo as well, so combos are reset. It's only 40,000 points in favor of decaten, and 2/3 of the map remaining. There's plenty of time for Swick to recover, but gonna have to start now. Can't afford many more misses, or else it's gonna get too far gone for him to be able to bring back. Second PI build up, here we go. A little bit of calm or the storm once again. Both players are hitting these patterns, not getting caught up by the spacing changes. The accelerating streams, and into the second PI we do see a first break now finally. Swick gonna be first to fall, and this is decaten looking that much more solid on this Nomad 3, excuse me. Yeah, Swick finding just chain miss after chain miss, just looking worse and worse for him. I do fear that this point is already too far gone, and I do think this is just going to be a very quick first point on the board for decaten on his first pick. Not the end of the world here for Swick, but decaten just coming through on his first pick, looking stronger than ever. Does end up finally dropping that recovery, but Swick answers with just a complete tragedy of a chain miss. And yeah, I mean, if it wasn't clear already, this is going to be the point for decaten. Not much more to say here. For Swick, just gotta look forward to the future picks from him. Again, I expect him to pick more into the DT pool than decaten would. That's not to say decaten is going to be afraid of the DT pool, but I do think Swick is going to try to abuse some of these kind of nasty DT picks, and then as well as just picking kind of the one slots for all the different mods. Probably pick order for him would be like DT1, then Nomad 1, then Hard Rock 1, but I'm not really sure where he wants to go. He's got a lot of options, but yeah, that's a very easy point for decaten here. Almost doubling Swick's score as well. A really impressive accuracy on top of that, 99.05. And it's not going to be any of the ones. It's actually going to be the 6 here, the only 6 in the no-mod pool, and a complete change up here from what I thought Swick's pick strategy would be. And we're going right into this nasty AR6 reading map that in the map pool showcase, I remember talking with one of the map poolers, Rentai, about this pick, and we both kind of thought that this map was basically just going to be picked by 1, maybe 2 people. But yeah, seeing a couple other people picking into this one is a nice refresher. But yeah, this map is particularly nasty, especially if you aren't very well practiced on it, if you haven't really memorized it. That's going to be, first of all, decaten. A little bit of a different look here. Tables have turned, and it's Swick coming out on top with the better accuracy, the better combo to start this one off. Does finally end up dropping the FC on some of these nasty little slider overlaps, but that's alright for him because decaten is just struggling to put any combo forward here on this pick. And yeah, this one is such a strong answer back off of that Nomad 3 for Swick. Already only a quarter of the way through, and almost 100,000 points in favor of Swick here. And I don't see a way that decaten is going to be able to get that back. Not sitting at 66% accuracy. He's really struggling on this Nomad 6, and I mean, that's to be expected. This is the kind of map that, you know, if it's not the only thing that you play, or one of the more practice things that you play, you're not really going to be doing that hot on it. But yeah, for the time being, it's Swick really just shining here on this Nomad 6 pick and looking pretty solid. Going to be answering back with a point of his own. Oh, and finally ends up dropping the combo here. Was holding on to almost 500 combos. It's gonna be one of the best scores on this map, I think, this weekend. I'm curious what decaten's pick strategy is going to be next. Neither of these two players are necessarily speed players, so I don't know if either of them would pick into something like the DT2 or 3, potentially. I wouldn't be surprised if we see something like a Nomad 4 pick from decaten. Or even jumping into the hidden pool, potentially. But yeah, that's going to be a very quick answer back here from Swick. Just barely below 500 combo. Looking pretty solid on that Nomad 6. And yeah, I mean, how do you memorize that? Truly. You just kind of gotta sit down and play the map for a couple hours on end. but Swick gonna be tying things back up here. 1-1 now. Effectively a best of 11 scenario, first to 6. And Hard Rock 2 is going to be the pick here from decaten. So still leaning a bit into the tech here, but going more into precision. Choice Chef's already coming through. This is the beauty of 1v1 tournaments. You don't have to worry about slotting in different rosters for different picks. These players are ready for this one. This is map number 3. After Swick's next pick, we will see a second phase of bans as well. Swick, no stranger to Hard Rock either. This pick could go very sour for decaten if he gives up any mistakes. Already starting to see a little bit what this map's about. Precision mixed with some of this lighter mech tech. And that's going to be Swick first to fall, as well as a couple chain misses as well to drop its accuracy all the way down to 88%. It's going to be recovering on that just a little bit, but no trades yet to be seen from decaten, and looking really solid. This map's already a quarter of the way through. It's one of the shorter maps in the pool. Actually, take that back, it's 3.5 minutes, but Swick still finding some more misses, and decaten still locked in on this. FC finally ends up dropping it, but already double Swick's score for the time being, and yeah, this is looking not so great for Swick, but now with that miss from decaten, there's room to come back, but both players end up trading here right before this break, and that's gonna reset the scores a little bit. Accuracy still favoring decaten. The score as well off of that early combo, that lead that he was able to get. Finding another miss though, decaten on this more bridge section. And now it's Swick holding on to combo. That score lead's dropped by about 20,000. Now we're at 50,000 points here. Score keeps faltering at about 50,000 just because of the accuracy disparity, but the longer that Swick is able to hold on to this recovery, the better chances there's going to be for him to get this score back. Into the 1/3 section. Do either of these two players get caught up by it? Does not appear so, but it's going to be Swick falling on the sliders right after that, so not going to be good for Swick here. That score lead's still in favor of decaten, who's now worked up a 450 combo. Yeah, Swick finding another break here in this one of these final PIs, and decaten looking to get yet another point on the board on his second pick. Albeit a little bit less of a score gap than what we've seen so far in this match. More of a closer pick, but a point all the same on the board for decaten. Leading him 2-1 now. Yeah, pretty impressive score as well. 525,000 points on this Hard Rock 2 is very nice for decaten. Only really finding just a couple of chain misses right about in the 1/3 part of the map, but now it's going to be Swick's turn to answer back with a second pick of his own. I've already kind of talked about what I thought his pick strategy would be, but hasn't really done that just yet, and still not going to, as we do see one of these players kind of rip off the DT2 band-aid. Honestly, just the DT pool band-aid. I completely forgot that DT3 was even banned. I was still thinking that DT3 was available, so yeah, it was either DT2 or DT1, and Swick is going to take his chances here on this DT2. what you know about speed? Says decaten in the chat. And yeah, what do you know about speed here? This week's DT2 is going to be a bit lower of an AR than the previous week. I believe last week's DT2 was 10.5. Yeah, this one being at 10.2 makes it a little bit more accessible for some of these players. And already seeing a little bit of issues coming through from decaten on the tapping department. Yeah, this pick looks pretty solid so far for Swick. There's plenty of time for recovery to be made. A couple of 50s on that last stream from Swick. That looked a little bit scary for him, but it's going to be decaten to fall once more. Swick making it through the first section with the combo into the first break. He said he has the score lead by a pretty decent margin, already over 100,000. Only a third of the way through the map, and it's kind of terrifying seeing that if you are decaten, you really just have to lock in here. Hope for some mistakes from Swick, who so far has not made any on this map. Does finally end up dropping on some of these corner bursts. A bit upset about that, but did pretty decent damage so far. 200,000 points in the lead. It's going to drop a little bit here as Swick finds yet another miss. Down to 180,000. This is all on the back of decaten. Has to hold on to the combo for as long as he possibly can. Honestly, probably into the very end of the map in order to get this score back over. Only a third of the map remaining. Does end up holding into this next break, but this is where the map takes off once more. Opting to not finish out on the spinner. It's an interesting choice when you're down 150,000 points, but I can respect it. Maybe to calm a little bit of the nerves, but this score could go back very quickly the way of decaten. Is there enough time here? Swick finds a chain miss once more into the ending. decaten's still holding. This combo is pulling heavy weight for him. The score lead's down to only 50,000 points now. It's gonna come down to the very end of the map. 20,000 points, slowly going over 10,000. Is it going to be enough? No, the accuracy's just not there for decaten. And it's 6,000 points in favor of Swick at the very end. Leading by almost 1.5% accuracy. That's what got it done for Swick. Even with the higher combo on decaten by almost 100, still was not going to be enough for him to be able to get that point. Just barely. Had there been even maybe 5 more notes in the map, it would have gone over to decaten, but that accuracy drop at the very end from decaten was what sealed the deal. Very, very scary DT2 pick from Swick. That could have very easily gone the way of decaten, but luckily for Swick, it is going to be his point, and now we get to see the second ban phase from these players. Hard Rock 3 gonna be gone from Swick. Just not going to give this Hard Rock 3 to decaten the hyper precision pick of this week, if I remember correctly. Yeah, CS 7.2 on that Hard Rock 3. Gonna be closing out the DT pool with a DT1 ban. It's not going to allow Swick the opportunity to have fun in this DT pool any longer. That DT2 pick was so close for Swick, but could have very easily gone the way of decaten, and Hard Rock 4 is going to be the answer here from decaten. This is a tiebreaker length map. Been used as a tiebreaker in, I believe, many tournaments. Shy of 5 minutes, and also one of the harder maps in this pool, if I do say so. This map is quite mean, especially on the Hard Rock. It's gonna be kind of like a 1/3 style of map. Some faster 1/6 bursts as well. This one's really gonna be a consistency check here for these two players. We saw accuracy win out on the previous pick, but I could very easily see combo winning out this time. We got tiebreakers in the Hard Rock pool now. The song is an honest banger, so I don't mind sitting through the 5 minutes of it. Hopefully the players don't either. I mean, if we're picking it here, at least one of them doesn't mind. This map's kind of got nothing going on for the first little section of it. It's really a slow build-up. Gradually getting harder and harder the further it goes along. Yeah, for the time being, it's completely dead even accuracies for these players. Here's some of the 1/3 patterns. And it's gonna be Swick first of all, finding a chain miss on that 1/3 pattern. Just more finger control here. 1/3 into 1/6 first. The combos recovered for Swick for the time being. Decaten still holding on to the FC. About 65,000 points to his name as well. Over Swick here. Players do hit the star. It's a trickier pattern to read. A little bit more calm. Bit of a free combo here. Good of both players to not get slider broken on those buzz sliders. It's still Decaten holding on to this FC. Bit more of a speed up here. Halfway through the map now. 110,000 points, very doable for Swick to gain back, but gonna have to see some mistakes from Decaten right now and really not seeing anything. Map continues to get more and more complex here. And another speed up. We will see at least one more speed up here. Back into some more of this finger control, 1/3 aim control section. Big game here. Decaten finally ends up falling. Now it's Swick holding on to the combo. Has plenty of time to work. Is he going to be able to do it? No, he ends up dropping right before this final KI section, and that's going to be Decaten holding on and score lead for the time being 130,000 points. It's going to be rough for Swick to be able to gain back. I'm not even sure if Swick can get it back, even if he FCs the entire rest of the map, but that miss from Decaten is going to hurt him. Give a little bit of an opening for Swick, but this is going to be one of the hardest parts of the map coming up here. At 150 combos separating these two players right now, but the accuracy advantage is pretty heavily favoring Decaten by about 1.5%. Has the combo working his way and ends up finding a miss on the slider tick. And that's most certainly going to be the end of it now for Swick on this Hard Rock 3 pick here. Decaten going to be getting a 3rd point on the board. That slider break was tragic, but not even sure if it was going to be enough, even if Swick held through in this ending. Would have needed a miracle, and yeah, not going to be getting one here on this pick. Decaten 3-2 now. Again, such impressive scores from these players. Against most other players, 410,000 points would have been more than enough to have gotten that point, but yeah, decaten really just going hard on this one. Holding up to almost 1,500 combo off the beginning, where before he finally ended up dropping. It's a really impressive score. Once again from decaten. And Nomad 2, immediate answer from Swick. Going into some tapping here. I believe the effective BPM of this map is 240. Or wait a minute. 240 or 220? I can't remember. But it's fast. It's faster than 140. Don't let that BPM fool you. Here we go. Swick's third pick. So far, both players have won every single one of their picks. The scary one that we've seen so far for potential upset on a breakpoint was that DT2. This is going to be another slow burn style map. I think whichever player is going to be able to come through with the most combo off the beginning section is probably going to end up winning this point. Here we go, into some of these long streams. Real stamina check on this Nomad 2. Both players looking pretty solid so far. We do see a complete chain miss from Swick on that stream. Not sure what happened there. Maybe just a slight miss aim and ended up missing the entire thing. Not looking too hot so far. It looks like Swick actually has a little bit of shakes, maybe a bit of nerves, so it's gonna be alright, man. Just good breath and you got this. But yeah, decaten holding through with the combo so far. Massive accuracy drop from those chain misses on Swick is really hurting his score. He's already down by half of decaten's score. Decaten, of course, being on Team Texas in United States Cup, just ended up knocking out Virginia in that tournament. We'll be playing against New York, I believe, tomorrow night. For the time being, he's got to go up against Swick here. Into the long streams now. Bit of a BPM increase, and Swick gonna be the first to fall once more, but decaten finally ends up trading with some of these misses, but still has such a huge score advantage just off the early combo advantage that he was able to build up, where Swick was finding misses and decaten was just able to hold. Now accuracy is starting to equalize for these two players, but still about 120,000 points is gonna separate them. We need to see some more misses from decaten if Swick wants a way back into this, and not missing on his own. He does end up chain missing that entire stream once more. So hard to hold on to the combo here in this map. Decaten extends the score lead by about 30,000 points more. And this is looking to be a break point here for decaten. It goes back to what I was saying earlier. Neither of these two players are necessarily known for their speed, known for their tapping, but they're both still solid at it. This Nomad 2 pick ended up backfiring for Swick a little bit here. It's not over just yet, but we would have to see a miss from decaten pretty much right now, and we'd still need to see Swick hold all the way into the very end. I'm not sure if that's going to happen here. Actually, I do think it is safe to say that it is over. 200,000 points is going to be way too much for Swick to be able to bring back. That's decaten getting the first breakpoint of this match as well. 4-2. Has a chance to consolidate on it. No more double time picks available. I believe only 2 more Hard Rock picks, if I'm not mistaken. There's also the Nomad 4 available to decaten, who looked pretty solid on the Hard Rock 2, which, I mean, albeit it was precision, but it was still precision tech. But yeah. Bit of a blunder here on this Nomad 2 from Swick. Oh, maybe it's just the nerves that got to him. It's all right though. It happens to the best of us on the worst days, you know. Swick doing what he can. But decaten getting a breakpoint here. I think it's a little bit interesting. Actually, there's only 1 more Hard Rock pick remaining. So it's either Hard Rock 1 or... Okay, and it is Hard Rock 1. So now, for the remainder of this match, players have to pick from either the Hidden or the Nomad pool. Amazing. Ooh, a little bit of banter here in the chat. It's saying you're not ready for this one. decaten says, actually, I think I am. Swick be able to answer back with a breakpoint of his own, or will decaten consolidate on the breakpoint we just saw on the Nomad 2? Definitely a different style of map here in the Hard Rock 1 over the Nomad 2. I think a style of map that Swick is definitely a lot more comfortable on. But it's going to be the first one to find a break. Going from bigger circles to smaller circles is a little bit jarring here, so it's going to be dropping once again. These are the kinds of maps that decaten really thrives in, although as I say that, he does end up finding his first break as well, but Swick is going to be trading that out with him, so... It's just some of the more spaced sections here. You see a couple more misses from Swick. That's just giving the lead even further the way of decaten. Already 80,000 points almost. The map is halfway over. This is one of the shorter maps of this pool. Only 1 minute 55 seconds on this one. decaten finally ends up dropping on that recovery. This is the opening that Swick needed. 80,000 points is more than doable for him, and decaten finding a chainless of his own is not going to hurt him whatsoever. Still continuing to find breaks. The score has dwindled down to 40,000 points now, but Swick finally ends up dropping on that recovery. Still, though, there's a chance for Swick to be able to get this one back. 50,000 points, but finds another miss. And it's looking worse and worse for Swick here. Looking more and more like decaten is going to be able to consolidate on the breakpoint, and yeah, that miss from Swick is going to do it. 80,000 points surely is not doable now. Nothing remaining in the map, and decaten gonna make the lead extend to 5-2 now. Still, another impressive score from Swick, who against many other players in this finals stage of the game, that score would have been able to beat it, but versus decaten, it's just not enough. Even had the lower miss count as well, but a lot more accuracy drops, a bit more slider breaks. We are going to be going into the hidden pool, I believe for the first time in this match here. Hidden floor for Swick. A little bit of a speed pick here. don't you know about Dingle HD, huh? Love the friendly banter in the chat. Yeah, I would say Swick definitely has a bit of an edge over Decaten on some of these hidden picks. Decaten not necessarily known to be super comfortable on hidden, but still very much so able to play the mod. So again, this one could very easily backfire on Swick. We saw him just barely win on the tapping DP2. Decaten gonna be the first to fall. Don't see any trades on the side of Swick. Finally end up seeing a trade here. Does end up trading a couple more misses. Squirrely's actually in favor of Decaten off of the accuracy drops from Swick, who finds yet another break. Yeah, Decaten hidden looking pretty solid so far. Swick has recovered a little bit. Accuracy's still in contention here with Decaten. So Squirrely's just barely 16,000 in favor of Decaten. Off of the slight combo advantage, and that is going to be Swick dropping. That's going to extend the score lead even further for Decaten. Swick finds yet even more misses in this difficult section. Decaten finally drops on the recovery. Right before the calm section. A little bit of free combo here. He'll be kicking himself a bit for that, but he did a lot of damage so far, but Swick is very close behind, only 20,000 points. And then so again, it's going to be another long pick here. 4.5 minutes almost. Still though, in this second PI section, Decaten gonna be the first to fall here. And that score lead is finally gonna start shifting over the way of Swick. We do see it just now take over the way of Swick as Decaten finds yet another chain miss. This is a close one here. So many spots for these players to find random misses on, and now the score lead is in favor of Swick by about 20,000 points. We need to extend the score lead. Actually has the accuracy advantage here for the first time in this map too, I believe. Finally ends up dropping on that recovery. I believe almost 900 was going to be the point where he ends up dropping, and Decaten now has a chance to bring the score back. It's going to be Swick finding yet even more misses here. Decaten has brought it down by about 10,000. 15,000 now. Only 20,000 points left to go before that score ticks back over the way of Decaten. This is such a close one right now. It's going to be Swick finding yet another break, and that score finally ends up switching over the way of Decaten with a bit of an accuracy drop from Swick. And Decaten doesn't hold on to the combo here into the next slowdown section. A bit more of the free combo section that he could have been holding on to, but just not able to. And only 4,000 points separating these two players right now. Going into the last quarter of the map, this is anyone's game. It's gonna come down to who's able to hold on to their combo better. Right now it's just a very slight combo advantage for Decaten. A slight accuracy advantage for Swick though. It's keeping this one pretty interesting. Scores about 8,000 points now in favor of Decaten. It's gonna go even further as Swick finds another miss, but Decaten ends up finding a chain miss that brings it down to 6,000 points. Swick does trade out on a little bit of misses of his own. Decaten still finding some more breaks, but Swick drops the entire stream, and that's gonna be 25,000 points now over the way Decaten, and that's gonna be too much for Swick to handle. Decaten getting to match point here. Such a close match so far. Despite it already being at match point, Swick is just barely won out on one map with only 6,000 points and now losing out on one map at 27,000. So insane. This didn't go the way of Swick. I really thought it was going to. He had the combo advantage once more. Almost 200 over decaten, about 150 more, and just not enough. Decaten match point. On a break point at that, it's decaten's pick. He could close this one out here and now, knocking Swick out of the tournament entirely. And again, the winner of this match goes against Zimby. Decaten, I believe, already has played against Zimby in this tournament. In the bracket stage, at the very least. And it's finally going to be that No Mod 4 from Decaten. Been predicting this one for pretty much the entire match so far, and we are going to finally see it. Or will it be the final map of this match? That is going to be up to Decaten to decide. I think Swick definitely has the means to come back here, but it's going to be a hard-fought battle for the rest of this one. Late Chefs come out. Match point for Decaten. Swick's tournament line here in NAT is on the line. Tournament life, excuse me. And this is going to be on a shorter pick as well. This one's only 2 minutes long. So a lot less room for recoveries if early mistakes are made. These are pretty difficult slider patterns here. We're getting caught up on them just yet. Up 10,000 points in favor of Decaten though, off the accuracy advantage. Still both players holding to this first break with FCs. And some more tricky slider shapes that they have to hit, and it's going to be Swick holding on. Decaten finding the first miss, but Swick ends up trading. The score does shift over the way of Swick, though. No, that was a banjo break from Swick. He's still holding on to his combo. Finally ends up dropping. No, he does not. That's still a banjo miss. Swick is holding on. And Banjo just can't contain the sheer magnitude of the score from Swick here. Swick said, I'm about to get knocked out of the tournament. Hold up. Finally, I believe that is a real miss from Swick, and yeah, wow, what a score from Swick. Oh, the FC on this mob score. Like, what on earth did we just witness? Swick pulling out all the stops to keep himself in the tournament just one pick longer. Will not allow Decaten to close him out, to close this tournament out for Swick just yet. And wow, what a score. 670,000 in the end, and my goodness. 0 miss and a 1 miss. Excuse me? No, that's not okay. No, that's not okay. I believe that's a 1x slider break from Swick, by the way. 1x. These scores that you see on your screen are played by real humans. And yeah, I don't know what you pick either, Swick. I'm really not sure. Honestly, I just say No Mod 1, personally. I'm thinking No Mod 1, but it's going to be Hidden 3 here. Swick, with that breakpoint, still in it just a little bit longer. Again, I do think he has potential to bring this one all the way to tiebreaker, but yeah, can't afford any more points lost, or else he is out of the tournament entirely. Gonna be going into map number 10, Hidden 3. going to be lower AR here on this one. I believe our hidden 2 this week is just normal AR. Both players do already find a couple of trades here on the beginning patterns. I do like this hidden 3 pick here for Swick. The Nomad 6 pick worked out so much heavily in his favor. Decaten just really uncomfortable on lower AR. Now combined with the fact that there's hidden on top of that. Does look a lot better here on this hidden 3 versus the Nomad 6, but still plenty of time for mistakes to be made from either of these 2 players. That score is just barely in favor of Swick as well. Just a couple thousand points to his name. Into the first KI section. A little bit more aim control required of these players, and it's going to be finding another break here. Swick does end up trading it shortly after. And finding some more misses of his own. These trades are only benefiting Swick, but that chain miss is not going to be helping out Swick whatsoever here. And that Squirrely just goes right back down to basically 0 here. Still going to be slightly favoring Swick, but just ever so slightly. Decaten finding another miss. That score did end up switching over the way of Decaten. Accuracy advantage is so much heavier in favor of Decaten, but never mind, it does go right back down to 2000. Swick found a chain miss of his own, but so did Decaten with the accuracy drops. A bit more free combo before we get into the next KI section. It's the final one on the map, and Swick ends up dropping right before it. This isn't going to be helping his case whatsoever. Gonna need to see some more mistakes from Decaten if Swick wants a chance back into this one. 30,000 points, I believe it's the most that we've seen so far in this map. Bit of an oops, Decaten with the miss! What are we doing here, buddy? You gotta lock in. This one is not over. Misses from both players here in this final KI section. Just barely any map left to be played, but Decaten finds more chain misses. That's going to be the score slowly faltering the way of Swick. Now, Decaten finding a miss. Swick going to be trading out 10,000 points right now in favor of Swick, but anything could change here. Both players still finding more misses. It's going to be Swick holding on to the score lead just barely. 12,000 points is all that separates these 2 players. Up to about 50,000, and I think this is going to be a point for Swick. Does he hit the square? Oh my god! Oh my god, another 6,000 point difference. They are trying to give us a heart attack on this match. I swear to god. They are trying to cause physical harm. I don't know how they're doing it, but they are doing it. And it's Swick consolidating on the break point. Keep himself in this one just a little while longer. He does have to go against one more pick from Decaten at the very least. If he's able to win this pick from Decaten, he gets the pleasure of picking his own map for the final pick of the match, but he has to win this next pick from Decaten, whatever it may be. Decaten's final pick is going to be on the Nomad 5 here. Fighting Tunisia. It's going to be the rhythm pick for this week. Decaten has looked so solid on thus far in this tournament. Just in general. Swick gonna have to answer back with a pretty impressive score like we saw on the Nomad 4. Once more into the fray here. Julichev's come out for, once again, match point for Decaten. Only needs one more point to close this one out. Could very easily be on this pick. But will it be on this pick? Swick will be finding the first miss. A little over 2.5 minutes, though, of maps, so need time for recovery, but not too much time. And already, the accuracies are looking a little bit different for these two players. Decaten holding on to a much better accuracy. The first PI section here. Oh my goodness, both players hit that pattern. And they're both hitting the 1-6 pattern as well. Some of the hardest patterns in the entire map, they both just hit it like it's nothing. Still some more finger control sections here. So it gets down the 50-50 combo from the beginning section. Having found that very early miss. And neither player are dropping their scores. What am I witnessing? It's only 25,000 points in favor of Decaten. This is very doable. If Decaten finds the miss, it's gonna be his first one in this map. But Swick ends up trading of his own. Now finding chain misses again is gonna be only 500 points here. Going into the second half of the map, this is Swig dropping the accuracy a little bit more. Brings it to about 3,000 points in favor of Decaten, but that score did shift over the way of Swig for a little bit. This match is so insane. It's gonna be Decaten dropping into some of this free combo section. Swig has a chance to run away with this one. He's only got a quarter of the map remaining. Cut streams here. And Swig is hitting these patterns. What is he doing? Is Decaten finding more and more misses, and Swig 25,000 points in favor of him? Greatest score lead we've seen so far in this map. And finally ends up dropping on that recovery, but it's trades from Decaten as well. Oh my goodness. Both players about chain missing the exact same amount. Decaten finding a bit more misses though, and that's gonna be Swig holding himself in this one just a little bit longer. And Swick, another breakpoint here. It was 6-2. And Swick has brought this one back to 6-5 now. And he gets one more pick before we go to tiebreaker. And again, this is loser's bracket. One of these players is getting eliminated from this tournament entirely. Decaten asking, can we go to tiebreaker? I would love to see that. I really would. But I have no clue what Swig picks. I really don't know, and he doesn't know either. I just say Nomad 1, personally. But it's Nomad 1, Hidden 1, and Hidden 2. Those are the remaining 3 picks here for him to choose from. Hidden 2. Close out the final pick of this match for potentially tiebreaker. This one is just raw aim control. No think, just aim. Absolute banger of a song too. Thank you, Ethan Tricks, for this one. I believe it was Ethan Tricks who brought this one to NAT. Wee, of course, being the mapper, but yeah, this is just full-on aim control here in the Hidden 2 slot. Already seeing a couple of trades from both of these players. Excuse me. Finding a bit more misses than Decaten. Who's right now holding on to the score lead. Only 15,000 points though. This could change very quickly, but Swig still finding some more misses. Has to kind of lock in here. This is the free combo section now. So Decaten's gonna go into it with the combo advantage. This is starting to look pretty bad for Swick. Already this early on, it's only a quarter of the way through, but this is so much free combo here. It's about 100 combo worth. Let me get back into the jump section. Decaten gonna be extending the score lead to just about 80,000. Back into the jumps here. The players hit the jumps into the second key eye, but it's going to be Swick falling once more. Decaten finally ends up dropping on that recovery. Has too much damage been done already? It's 120,000 points in favor of Decaten. This is looking really rough for Swick. Essentially going to have to FC the entire rest of the map. We've seen him pull through with some impressive recoveries, but on a map like this, I don't know if there's enough time even. Still 120,000 points, and he ends up finding another miss. I don't think there's going to be enough. And I do fear this is Decaten knocking Swick out of the tournament entirely. Now, Decaten does end up finding a miss of his own. This is once more, but yeah, bar complete disaster here in the state of Texas. This is going to be Decaten knocking Swick out of the tournament. Squirrely just continues to climb despite these misses from Decaten. And a GG well played to these two players. A very hard fought match here from both of the players. Swick, unfortunately falling at the very end, right before tiebreaker to the hands of Decaten. Does get eliminated here in the finals, however, still a very impressive standing from Swick. I think a very much deserved GG well played to him. He played his heart out throughout this tournament. All the way from round of 16 in the losers bracket, he made it all the way here to the finals. So very well done from him. Decaten, on the other hand, does still have one more match to go this weekend. That's going to be versus Zemby for the second round of the losers bracket later this weekend, I believe. Let me pull up my sheet very quickly. That'll be on Monday, or technically Tuesday 0 UTC. So Monday night match for that one, and looks like it's going to be a double header actually at the exact same time. It's going to be on the winners bracket, Taquito versus Pez. So yeah, no more matches until Monday night. So thanks so much everybody for watching. Rob for the stream and Freddie for the ref. Thank you to the players for playing, and yeah, we will be back starting on Monday night. Thanks so much, everybody.